This presentation is about PR crises and how companies' strategies to deal with them have changed or remain unchanged by social media. Today, it is very likely that your PR crisis will extend beyond your brand. IMC, or Integrated Marketing Communications, is the coordination and integration of all marketing communication tools, avenues, functions, and sources within a company into a seamless branded package. Today, this includes the use of Web 2.0 platforms as part of PR strategies. Basically, a PR crisis is an unanticipated event or disclosure that creates uncertainty and threatens an organization's goals and public image. This event usually throws organizations into crisis management mode in attempts to maintain a positive public image. A few things to know about a PR crisis. The public attaches very little credibility to business advocates, preferring honest communication. The media's role in a PR crisis is based on reporting and stirring up conflict, and advocacy groups will exploit your crisis for their own ends. Emotion, not logic, is at issue. Social media presents a conundrum. Nothing has really changed regarding how companies should and do respond to crises, and crisis basics remain the same. However, everything else has changed. Web 2.0 has completely changed how we interact with companies and organizations. Consumers' and citizens' expectations of company engagement during a crisis has shifted as well, mostly because of social media. Now we expect more frequent and transparent updates across multiple channels and platforms, and if we don't get them, we take matters into our own hands. The reality of crises today is that they erupt with unprecedented speed. We have an insatiable thirst for news, which is complicated by the fact that anyone can break news these days. The porous boundaries between social and mainstream media means that the whole world will know your crisis in the blink of an eye. There are many different strategic responses to a crisis that a company can take, but there are always consequences to consider. On one hand, reacting to an uncontrollable situation could draw more attention to a crisis than you want, while ignoring crises may risk your social legitimacy. The academic theory of the acceptance response outlines the effectiveness of 5 different types of responses commonly used by companies during a PR crisis. They are 1. No response, 2. Denial, 3. Offer an excuse, 4. Admit to causing the crisis but downplay its severity, and 5. Agree with the severity and accept responsibility. Despite the obvious, organizations rarely accept responsibility and acknowledge the severity of the situation right off the bat, and are more likely to work their way through response types while engaging in spin control through mainstream and social media. As such, many companies engage with citizens and consumers during a crisis in troublesome ways. Following, I've put together some case studies of different kinds of troublesome engagement. I had many to choose from, but chose to avoid the obvious, like BP and Apple. I took this screen grab from Ryerson's Facebook page yesterday. As you can see, since creating the page over 2 years ago, they've posted nothing on it themselves. Their wall is entirely made up of user comments and spam. In the case of a PR crisis, in all likelihood, they will never gain control of this channel. Speaking of losing control, that's exactly what happened to Nestle's Facebook page after Greenpeace launched an attack on their use of palm oil. Angry users flooded the page with UGM, and Nestle tried to fight emotion with logic, coming off as defensive and completely lost control of their own channel.